when needed, but I never let myself consider the real reasons for these things. Never let myself think of the evil disease that was slowly taking my mother from me. And it did. A demon in the night. Death came and stole her away before I could even say goodbye. She died alone, without me. I sat up and pushed myself out of bed, my body having that tingly feeling when numbness starts to subside and pricks of pins and needles threaten to bring feeling back. The first prick of pain shocked me. It was an omen of the agony that awaited me, that I'd been running from. I froze, standing in the middle of my bedroom. It was decorated as well as one could with little to no funds. In one corner sat a cheap wooden desk with coffee rings serving as an unintended pattern on the surface. Forgotten textbooks were crammed into a bookshelf beside it. Brochures and printouts of alternative cancer treatments littered the surface. Mismatched frames crowded the walls, pictures of Mom and me throughout the years. I couldn't look at those. By recognizing all that I had left of her was images in a frame, it would make it real. I wasn't ready for real. I continued my sightless gaze of my room. My old ottoman in the corner was a find at one of Mom's favorite vintage stores, the patchwork pattern almost invisible since it was buried underneath clothes. Fairy lights draped around my uncomfortable bed in an effort to lighten up my space. An attempt to somehow trick me into thinking it was better than it was. A huge mural took up half the wall behind my bed. A beautiful, vibrant sunset, every color you could think of dancing in the rays. My mom had painted it on one of her good days. It almost looked real, like you could step through it to some magical and better world beyond. That was until you looked, with cynical eyes like mine, and saw the crumbling wall beneath it. It was just paint. There was nothing beyond it. Amongst all that, I stayed frozen, terrified that feeling would come back, that pain would blindside me. A few seconds brought back that blessed numbness that allowed my feet to shuffle into the living room. I went to the pod, bleary vision only focusing on the one thing that made me half human, that woke me up enough to contemplate the dreary day. Coffee.
"Morning, sweetie."
A voice from the sofa had me jumping out of my skin. Luckily, my unpoured coffee did not scald my arms, which I was surprised about. Fate usually loved to screw with me. Second-degree burns would be the cherry on top of my shit sundae. "Aiden," I croaked, my voice shaking off sleep. He straightened off the sofa and stretched, the fabric of his tea lifting with the movement. My gaze flickered over the washboard stomach for a moment before I moved to his eyes. "You didn't have to stay," I said, pouring coffee and then retrieving another mug. Aiden skirted around our shitty sofa and padded into our equally shitty kitchen. He took the mug I offered and lightly rested his free hand on my hip.
"Yes, I did, Lil,"
he murmured, looking at my eyes. "You didn't," I protested. "I'm fine. I don't want you risking your back muscles and having a horrible night's sleep for me." The hand on my hip tightened and his attractive brows furrowed.
"Your mom died, sweetie,"
he said softly, as if to remind me.
"I care about you. Therefore I stayed. And I'm not going anywhere. You're not alone,"
he told me firmly. I looked into his clear blue eyes. We had been friends since my freshman year. A month ago, it had turned into something else. In the midst of my nightmare, Aiden had somehow turned from friend to boyfriend. Not that the handful of dates and makeout sessions constituted an actual relationship, but my schedule didn't exactly give me the luxury of time for a boyfriend. I spent every moment I could with Mom, until she demanded I go out and have some fun.